Good morning, my dear children. Today we are dealing with the remaining portion of the chapter People as a Resource. So, in Zoom class we had already learned what is people, or the two terms people as resource, what do you mean by resource, what is asset, what is liability, then what are the after effects of people becoming a liability, all those things you had learned. Then what is dependent population, working population, etc. you have learned during the Zoom class. Now, you are moving on to the activities, economic activities. That means human beings as a resource, or people or population, they perform many activities in an economy. So, economic activities are being divided into two. They are classified into two: economic activities and non-economic activities. So, again economic activities are divided. So, economic activity means if you are doing some work for a monetary reward, if you are doing something for money, you call as economic activity. Non-economic activity is something that you do mainly for your subsistence. That means it is an unpaid work, you call it as non-economic activity. So, economic activities in an economy are classified into three sectors. Usually economic activities is being performed in three sectors. Three sector classification is there, that is the primary sector, secondary sector and the tertiary sector. Primary sector you call it as the agricultural sector. All the agricultural works, agriculture allied activities are together called as or come under the primary sector. For example, farming, then fishing, poultry, all this come under the primary sector because agriculture is the primary occupation of the people living in India. So, that is the first sector, primary sector. Next comes the secondary sector, which you also call as industrial sector or the manufacturing sector. All the industries related come under the secondary sector. Now, the third is the tertiary sector, which you also call as service sector. All the services that is being rendered for the upliftment of primary sector and the secondary sector is called as the tertiary sector. They are called service sector because they render services to both the primary and the secondary sectors. Examples of tertiary sector include transport and communication, all the infrastructure that you give, then banking, insurance, ATMs. So, all these are services that is being rendered for the upliftment of both primary and the secondary sector. And another importance is that all the three sectors of the economy are interrelated. Primary, secondary and tertiary sector are interrelated. So, that is related to the sectors of the economy. Now, again economic activities can be divided into two: market activities and non-market activities. Market activities means all the activities that is being done for the purpose of earning money or monetary reward. Non-market means it is mainly for self-sufficiency. So, this is related to the economic activities. So, half of the portion from people as a resource is already taken in the Zoom class. So, today you will be dealing with a small topic from the same chapter, unemployment. So, it is unemployment from the same chapter, people as a resource. So, unemployment is a very important topic from where frequently you will be getting lot of questions. So, today in this section you will be dealing with what is the meaning of unemployment, then what are the consequences and after effects of unemployment, what are the steps taken by the government to eradicate unemployment, then what are the types of unemployment. These types of unemployment are frequently asked. There is no question paper without these questions. Now, and the last section you will be dealing with here is how it affects the overall growth of economy. So, these are the topics that you are going to deal with in this chapter. So, what do you mean by unemployment? From the word you will be knowing what is employment and what is unemployment. Employment means job opportunities. So, unemployment means it is a situation in which where those people who are able and willing to do work at the existing wage rate do not get job opportunities. Unemployment, it is a situation where people who are able and they are willing to do work. That means they are healthy people, they are willing to do work to the existing salary or whatever salary is being paid, they are willing to do work, but people are not getting any job opportunities. So such a situation prevalent in an economy is called as unemployment situation. So there are different types of unemployment situation prevalent in an economy. India mainly being an agricultural economy, the two types of unemployment situations are mostly prevalent in a country like India, that is disguised unemployment and seasonal unemployment. Disguised unemployment means when a person or when more people are being engaged in doing some work than that is actually needed. See, more people are doing the work, but productivity is not going on increasing. Same productivity is there, but employing more people in excess, or people are being employed mainly because they are not able to find any job opportunities in any other sectors of the economy. So such a situation you call as disguised unemployment. So we can prove it by a simple example. In a small piece of farm, in a farmland, 8 people or 5 people are engaged in doing a particular type of work, or 5 people are being engaged in doing work. So an additional 3 members are also added. So now the total working force here is 8. Total working force here is 8 members, but actually even after employing this 3 persons extra, the contribution that they are giving to the final productivity remains the same. That shows that these 3 people, if they had contributed anything in excess, you could not have called it as unemployment. But here 3 persons, even an addition of 3 persons is not contributing anything to the total productivity. So such an unemployment situation, that means when you look at these people, they are actually employed, but they are not contributing anything to the total productivity. So such a situation you call as disguised unemployment. Such a situation of unemployment prevalent mainly in the agricultural sector is called as disguised unemployment. Next is seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment occurs mainly during particular season. So this is also an unemployment situation where people do not get job opportunity. So during particular seasons only people are able to find jobs. During the certain agricultural months, like busy seasons are there where agricultural work is being done, mainly like sowing, harvesting, weeding, etc. So these are the times when more and more people are engaged in doing some sort of work. So the remaining months the people do not get any job opportunities, or they have to find other job opportunity. They remain unemployed during the remaining period of time. So such a situation of unemployment is called as seasonal unemployment, and this seasonal unemployment is mainly found in rural as well as agricultural areas, in areas where there is agro-based industries. Now there is another unemployment situation which you call as educated unemployment. From the term you will be knowing what is educated unemployment. People are educated, youths are educated, but they are not getting job opportunities as per their education. So this type of unemployment situation is mainly found in the urban areas. So unemployment among technologically or technically qualified persons is called as educated unemployment. Now it leads, usually educated unemployment leads to wastage of manpower. So you can increase, you can give some sort of help in order to increase the employment opportunities for the educated people. So what can the government do in order to increase job opportunities? So the government can give technical education to the educated people, then they can give vocational education to provide employment, then professional education can be given, then help can be given to the educated people for starting small modern techniques, etc. So these are some of the ways by which educated people can be helped by the government. So these three unemployment situations are very much important, and see what happens in the end because of this unemployment is that population which you always call as a resource or an asset turns into a liability. At times you can call population as a boon, as a benefit, but here if such an unemployment situation occur in an economy, this population actually become a burden to the economy, or you can call it as a liability. Now what are the consequences of such an unemployment situation? There are lots of consequences, after effects, you can also call it as disadvantages of unemployment. The first one and the foremost one disadvantage of unemployment situation is that it leads to the wastage of manpower. Now the second one, it is or these people who remain unemployed becomes an overburden, or they are an overload to the dependent population. Already in the Zoom class I had told you what is dependent and working population. So these people without any job opportunities, they will solely rely on the working population. So the burden of the working population go on increasing as a result of this unemployment situation. So unemployment situation prevalent in an economy is an indicator of backwardness of an economy. If in an economy lot of people are remaining unemployed, it means that the economy is in depressed state, the economy is in a backward condition. So this unemployment situation can also result in a number of social evils also among the younger generations. Usually educated unemployment are prevalent among the younger generation. Even after education they are not getting a job opportunity. So in such situations they can rely upon lot of social evils in a society. Now how does this affect the overall growth of economy? How this unemployment situation affect the overall growth of the economy? You learned about the consequences. Now you are going to learn how it affects the overall growth. Now first and foremost one is that unemployment destroys manpower. That means once you think population as an asset here, because of this unemployment population can become a liability. Asset turns to liability or a burden to the economy. And educated people, they are willing to do work. Educated people are willing to do job opportunities at any wages, but they are not getting any job opportunity as per their education. And unemployment increases economic burden also. So the dependency of this unemployed people will be going on increasing, and thereby it will be adversely affecting the life of the people also. They are forced to, that means they will be forced to live below their subsistence level, and they become poor and unhealthy. They will be their nutritional level will be going down, and thereby it will be adversely affecting the health conditions of the people. So all this shows that unemployment situation contribute is not contributing anything to the national economy. Thereby the economy always lie in a state of underdevelopment or backwardness. Hope you understood. Thank you.